sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to watch a broadcast, go to Reaver.one. Click on the live stream. If you like the live stream, don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a comment. If you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one/shop. Oh, guys, we have some great T-shirts for sale. We have Second Amendment T-shirts. We have pro-police. We have Thin Blue Line, American flag. We have the red and blue sticking together. And for those that don't know, the red and blue is signifying the police with EMS and fire. It's been actually a pretty good day. I'm going to admit, and I was a bad Jersey. I was a bad Jersey last night. I did not watch the DNC. I couldn't. I flipped it on. I ended up almost getting physically sick from the bull crap they were spewing. I know politicians lie. I understand that. But the crap that they were spewing last night, it's just worse than normal. Then you had Trayvon Martin's mother, Michael Brown's mother, and one other criminal's mother out there speaking. I couldn't watch that. As much as I feel sorry for the mothers, they lost their sons. I'm sorry, their sons contributed to their deaths. Period. It's this anti-cop agenda within the Democrat Party. Then they go, oh, why are people upset? We're not anti-police. Bullshit. Oh, now you got Whoopi Goldberg saying that she can't get mad that the system is rigged against the white guy. You racist. You're racist, Whoopi. And you were the last person that I would have pointed the finger at and said that. And I don't say that. I don't run around accusing people of racism. I don't really know. But you have run around, spewed false information about guns. You don't know jack diddly about guns or even the Constitution. And then you make a comment like this. See, here's the difference between you and I, Whoopi. It has nothing to do with the money. It has nothing to do with that you're famous. It has to do with I would be upset no matter what the skin color is. I don't need to run around pointing out people's skin colors. Where she has to point out that it was a white guy that got screwed over. So who cares? And if I came out on the show and I said, I can't get mad at the system being rigged. Especially if it's against a black person, who cares? Holy shit, would I have Department of Justice and all these other federal agencies up my ass for making a racist comment. It pisses me off. That pisses me off. Then they also had this I didn't pull the article up because I really didn't want to get into it. Because I've been trying to be good at how, I'm trying to not cuss and carry on. Truly, I am. I'm trying to be good. But they had this vile, disgusting woman on. No, not Hillary Clinton. She wasn't on yet. But Lena Dunham. She faked being raped, and the left is holding her up as a hero. She's out there speaking how my fellow sexual assault survivors, as she was never sexually assaulted. She lied about it, and they hold her up as a hero. I see it's going to be a bad day. Turn your volume down just a little bit, and I'm apologizing in advance. I've been trying to not let my blood pressure go up. I really have. I've been trying to be good. But this is the stuff that gets me ticked off. And this is the stuff that it drives me nuts. I don't understand how people can look at the DNC and say, I want to be a part of that organization that has mothers of criminals out there. And they're making celebrities out of these women. But we're for it, please. They're for women. But one of their biggest speakers last night is a sexual predator. They're speaking on behalf of a woman who thought it was funny that she got 2 men off of charges of raping, what is it, a 12 or 14-year-old girl? She thought it was funny. And that's who is running for president. They have women like Leah Dunham, that just and she goes on, she talks about Donald Trump and his party think I should be punished for exercising my constitutional right. Her constitutional right of what? Free speech, that she falsely accused someone of rape? Her constitutional right of, because she's pro-abortion, she says she has, she's a sexual assault survivor with a chronic reproductive illness. I guess that means she gets pregnant often and has to go get an abortion. This is the vile and disgusting stuff that the DNC holds up. They prop up people like this. And then they wonder, why are our kids getting all fucked up nowadays? Why are our kids acting up? Why are these people going out and committing murders? Because the DNC, and I'm not blaming our whole society on the DNC, but when you as a political party, as the political leaders of this country, go up there and bring these people and praise them and hold them up and say, look at these people. This is who we approve of. People who are not responsible for their own actions. Could you have seen it 10, 15 years ago, the Democrats or the Republicans bringing up Jeffrey Dahmer's mother and having her speak? Because, well, he had a mental issue. So we need to accept him for who he is. Seriously. I know I'm making some jokes about this, but this is the society that we live in. A society where we're holding up mothers whose sons broke the law and were they were directly responsible for their own deaths. And we're holding them up as martyrs. And speaking of all this, there was a ruling, I think, today or late yesterday, but I think it was this morning, I believe. I didn't get to read everything, and I do apologize. Literally, it popped up right before I was getting on show. All charges have been dropped against all 6 officers in Baltimore relating to the death of Freddie Gray. And I say, bravo. Bravo. Finally, they have come to their senses and dropped this witch hunt against 6 officers. And then I don't understand how it went this far. Do you know how much money Baltimore is losing? And I know there was a life loss and we shouldn't talk about money, but we are. Because they paid the family, they settled immediately without even a guilty verdict being done. And now we're finding out the cops did nothing wrong. So the city paid the family because their relative was a criminal. And he was responsible for his own death. And yes, you can sever your own spine if you try, especially when you've had a fusion of the neck done and everything is not healed up. You have spinal cord that is very open for injury. And that is exactly what happened. Freddie Gray knew, because Baltimore did it in the past, that he would injure himself in police custody. And the city would give him money. The city would pay him hundreds of thousands of dollars for injuring himself while in custody. So what does he do? He injures himself and takes it a little too far. Ruh-roh. And he killed himself. And they go and blame 6 officers and make it a racial issue when several of them were black officers. And they go on this big tantrum. Everybody knows the story of Baltimore, of what happened. But what our leaders, the Democrat leaders and the prosecutor, who's a Democrat, failed to let anybody know is that, because they talked about how the rough rides, that was all over, how police give rough rides, they brake check, they do this, they do that. They gave a rough ride and caused Freddie Gray's death. When this whole time, those vans have videos of the driver and how he is driving the vehicle. And it goes to court. And it's played. And even the judge turns around to the prosecutors and asks, did you not know that this wasn't out there? Because it showed that the driver of the van was taking very wide turns as to be gentle with the people in the back. He was not brake checking. He was driving very carefully, as if he had human cargo, which he did. So, he was, and other officers were attacked for doing their goddamn job so that these people can push a political career and push a false narrative again. See, that's the thing. There is incidents that pop up where cops do go over the line. Or there is bad cops out there. I'm not going to deny that fact. We're human. There's assholes out there in this world. I don't want to say assholes because I'm an asshole and I'm not a bad person. But you get my point. There's some bad apples. My friend hates that expression. I can't think of anything else. Yes, there is. And you're going to pick incidents that really have nothing to do with innocence. Seriously, you could pick some better propaganda to push your movement because you're looking like idiots is what you're doing. And as I said, there's incidents out there you could pick that would probably make you look a lot more credible. But instead, you pick these you pick these incidents where you're actually helping the officers look in a better light. Pick some better incidents if you're going to pick any at all. Maybe you want to wait until after you know more facts are in and that the officer is guilty. Because it does happen once in a blue moon. But when you take these incidents, and what's funny is you would get a lot more support if you picked some credible incidents. These incidents you're picking are actually pushing everybody away from backing you. And your actions don't help either. Lord, they don't help. So that I do give some credence to the tinfoil hat conspiracy that the government causes some of these, or not, maybe not causes, but they are the ones that help push these incidents in the limelight as to take the light off something else. And if you're asking, what do you mean by that? That usually when something bad happens to the Obama administration, something like one of these shootings pop up. And it's not every time, because you can't do it every time, because then it would show that, yes, you're doing this. And that's why I said tinfoil hat. But yeah, there's some credence to it. And I know I make some jokes at the tinfoil hat and the conspiracy theory. And I'll talk about that again. It's not that I don't believe in them. It's my way of poking fun back at the idiots that want to discredit everything just for being tinfoil hat, as they call it. Well, I'm going to take their own thing and throw it right back at them and kind of make light of it and go on with my theories. So those that are listening, if you think I'm making fun of conspiracy theories, I'm not. I'm just making fun of, well, those that make fun of it. I know it's a little bit of around the world there on it, but trust me, my logic actually makes sense. Maybe I'm not making sense, but it's the government. No. And that's the other thing. It blows my mind is you get too many people that water down everything is a red flag. Everything is the government covering up. Everything is... No. That's the problem. That makes you look... It makes you look kind of bad. Because I hate that. Every time something happens, red flag, red flag. Oh my God, Sean, that was too funny. So, as I said, Michael Brown's mother was at the DNC and being held up as this great mother. The mother. She's so great. We need to mourn her son. He was taken early in life by cops. Well, of course, he attacked a cop, tried to take the gun from the cop. He was also possibly involved in a robbery. And that's what led the cops to stop. And that pretty much set everything in motion. Don't forget her husband, who is the stepfather of Michael Brown, was screaming, "Burn this bitch down," as the crowd then erupts and starts burning all the buildings, except no charges were ever filed for inciting a riot. She was honored by the DNC last night. Well, she's under investigation for strong-arm robbery now. Hello, Kel. Is that not irony that they honor a woman, number one, raised a man who was responsible for his own death, and then is under investigation for strong-arm robbery? This is what Sean said, and I'm quoting, and I agree wholeheartedly with this statement. Holy shit, this entire DNC is like an after-school special of what not to do in life. And that's exactly what it seems like. This is what you don't do to be a human in life. This is how you don't be a responsible, upstanding citizen. Look at the DNC. Do the opposite of what they do. So yes, all the officers have now, all the charges, which it was only, two more officers had to go to court, but all the charges have been dropped against the officers involved in the Freddie Gray investigation. It had no evidence. It was circumstantial. It was a political dog and pony show to try to make brownie points, and I think, if anything, it backfired on them. We won't know until November. I know there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are afraid of voter fraud. There is so many afraid of voter fraud. And it's funny because Texas just had a ruling against them on their voter ID, which it wasn't a major blow to it. They've been able to work around it. They just had to put some exemptions or some workarounds that if you don't have an ID, But at least Texas says, okay, here's the ruling, and this is what we're going to do to correct the issue and work with the courts on falling in line with what the courts want. But then you have Virginia, I think it is, who the Supreme Court of Virginia ruled against the governor on writing the executive order saying everybody can vote. If you've been charged with a felony, you can vote. Go ahead. Well, it's been ruled he didn't have that power. And what does the governor say? The Democrats say, I'm going to ignore what the court did. I'm going to keep going. And that's what the Democrats have been doing. Just go, who cares what the court said? I don't care. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because what are they going to do to me? Nothing. And that's what's been happening with the DNC. They're breaking the law. They're flaunting it. They're doing it out in public. And they go, who cares? We're going to keep doing it. And the RNC, the Republicans go, all right, court ruled against us. We're going to see how we could do to correct the issue to go along with what we want to do. Could you imagine if it was a Republican government went, I'm still going to allow these felons to vote. Who cares? I'm not listening to the court. When did that happen, Cal? I'm pulling up an article. Actually, we're going to go to break. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising, YouTube, brain fart, and iTunes. We will be right back. Whoop. That's not it. Dang it. Oh, all right. I'm looking like a dang idiot now. All right. What the heck? How come I can't? This PC desktop. There we are. Let's try this again. We will be right back after these messages.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, at Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our Gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
My name is Chris Peranto, call sign Tonto. I was with the Global Response Staff. We were the security element for the Central Intelligence Agency in Benghazi, Libya on 9/11/2012. Myself and my team responded to an attack that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, and two of my teammates, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty. Radical Islam is basically terrorism in a nutshell. It wants to not only put down Western values, it wants to kill anybody that supports those Western values, which is freedom, which is Christianity, and which is also anything that looks poorly on Sharia law. We've allowed it again to grow into something that it shouldn't be, and it's becoming stronger and stronger every day that we don't lead from the front. Obama and Hillary, by avoiding the phrase radical Islam, they're being politically correct. They don't see it for what it is, and that's straight up destroying the Western world. Radical Islam doesn't have a fear. They will give up their lives. They will detonate themselves. They will do anything they can to fulfill Sharia law and kill the infidels. If we're not able to even say radical Islam, the word radical Islam, there's no way we can fight it. There's no way we can defeat it. The United States of America doesn't lead from behind. We're always setting the example. If not, we're going to see terrorism get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's just going to be continual lone wolf attacks in the United States. And I don't want that to happen to my kids. I don't want to see my family go through that. Please join me in waking up Washington in this fight on radical Islam, seeing the threat that it really is. Sign up at leadingfromthefront.org.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Much Show with its host, the Jersey Boy. boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I am making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to support the show or support SHR Media, go to reaver.one/shop. We have a lot of great t-shirts to offer, coffee mugs, bumper stickers. Go there today to reaver.one/shop. That is reaver.one/shop. Or you can just go to reaver.one, click on the shop button. There's reports that are coming out now, and that's why I mean, it was time for a break, but I wanted to go over it. There has been looks like a possible small explosion. We don't know the full extent yet, but an Islamic bombing in Germany. We don't know if there's any injuries or anything. The explosion occurred about 200 meters from a reception center. There had been a police operation confirmed. A spokesman for the police, according to police, eyewitnesses reported a loud bang and discovered immediately after a burning suitcase in a small garden. The witness said several Arab-looking men had run away from the scene. About injured or background is currently not known yet. Which also led me to another article, which was the National Review begging for donations. Yes, the great National Review that has spent the last several months bashing Trump put out an article that they need money so that they can help fight against Hillary Clinton. How they have to stop Hillary Clinton. But all they've done for the last several months is attack Trump. Now they want you to give them money. Not even buy a product. They want you to donate money to their company because they have destroyed their own business and attacking the will of the people. They have written articles about how the death of the middle class is deserved and how the middle class deserves to die. That is an article that they thought was smart to put out. And now they're upset that they don't have money to fight against Hillary. Well, you haven't fought against Hillary yet. You've been fighting against Trump and helping Hillary. So, no, fuck you. I am not giving you money, National Review. Damn it. Pissed at myself right now. I'm sorry. You're not going to sit there and tell me to beg for money from me when you've spent the last couple months bashing me, bashing my right to back whatever political opponent I want, insulting me. Which then leads me to a little funny story. I got other people laughing about it. So this jackass was attacking a woman last night because she spoke a little pro-Trump and spoke down about Never Trump. And she was responding to a person's post. Well, someone else took it upon themselves who was, I guess, Never Trump pussy, to attack this woman and start going after her. So, me being me, I, made some comment to the woman that just basically, don't even bother with these idiots, yada, yada, yada. Well, he thought it would be a good idea to attack me. Me being me, I'm finding it funny and, try to tell me that it must be really bad in my household and must be real ignorant. And I just laid into him, had some fun with it. And the guy was so just in his cause. And I never really attacked him. I pointed out him attacking, him being a liberal pussy. So his whole big case, he blocked me. And I pointed it right out to everybody. Because what he did is what most of these Never Trump pussies do. They throw their little comment out, and then they block you. I can't even see your comment now, you idiot. So you're going to make little snide comments and then block me. Oh, that shows how tough you are. And I pointed that out. And I got some good laughs out of it. I got some people commenting about how sorry that person was that he had to block me and run. I was having a discussion. This is why, and there's more people that are seeing it and agreeing, these Never Trumps, they're not conservatives. I could tell you I'm a Chihuahua all day long. That does not make me a Chihuahua. Your actions speak what you are. They are attacking Trump, who's the Republican nominee. They're using Alinsky-style tactics. They act just like Democrats that are not getting their way. And a lot of people are pointing out that these people are not conservatives. They're liberals. They're liberals that got into the party and they're starting trouble within the party to try to destroy it from within. At first I blew it off. Hey, yeah, that's not true. But guess what? More and more and more I think of it, the more I'm going, holy shit. I think these people really are liberals. They act it. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, flies like a duck, it's not a goose. So if you people, oh no. If you're not liberals, then you need to kind of stand up, man up, put your big boy panties on. Wherever you left your balls, go get them. And act like it's conservative. You lost. Big whoop-de-deal. Big whoop-de-deal. Cruz could have set himself up nicely for 2020 if Hillary were to win. He could have set himself up so nicely. But between his actions, and since the Never Trump loved to talk about that photo many, many, many years ago with Trump, his wife, and the Clintons. There's a picture at somebody's wedding. Well, what about Cruz getting off Air Force One with Valerie Jarrett, Obama, and Hillary Clinton? And then a week later, giving a speech that caused a lot of controversy. I'm not saying he's in bed with Obama. But I'll tell you this, he gave a nice appearance that he is. He had 60% approval rating prior to the RNC convention. Specifically prior to his speech. He was riding like 60% approval rating. Now he's at a 33% approval rating. He flipped that. And he was at a 60% approval rating, and now he's at a 67 disapproval. That's how bad Cruz hurt himself. And it wasn't anybody else. He's the one that pulled his gun out of his pocket. He's the one that cocked it. I should say loaded it. He's the one that cocked it. And he's the one that pulled the trigger and shot himself in the foot. Nobody else. He's the one that has pissed off pretty much everybody in the Senate. There's one thing to be fighting for the people. And there's another of just pissing people off. And it seems to be a common theme when it comes to Ted Cruz from his days going in school to college to being a lawyer, so forth and so on. Everywhere he goes, there's a common theme that everybody said nobody likes him. And everybody makes excuse. Well, not everybody. These never-Trumpers make all these excuses for him. Well, I want to see how his re-election goes. I really do. I don't know when he's up for re-election, whether this year or 2018. But I think he's got some work to do. I really do. I think he hurt himself even in his home state of Texas. I just don't know what to say. I mean, it's... And I'm still reading about this explosion that happened in Germany. Now, I'm wondering if this was... Because they're saying it was a suitcase full of aerosols. It is reported that a man and a woman planted the suitcase as a makeshift bomb. I was going to say, I was wondering if it wasn't something else of, a premature detonation of a bomb. And last Sunday, there was an attack of a 27-year-old Syrian refugee who blew himself up outside a bar in Bavaria. It was an Islamic attack which injured 12 people. This is on the same day that a woman was hacked to death by a Syrian man in Germany town. There's just these little incidents that are popping up all over. Of people, whether they're pledging their allegiance to ISIS or just having connections. And our governments keep just covering it up. We had the attack, as I talked about briefly yesterday, in Normandy, France. An 85-year-old priest had his head cut off. They forced him to kneel down, and there was, I think it was nuns and a bunch of kids were forced to watch it. It's... Some people are asking how long before you have some kind of civil war within France, because even though France is stepping up and they're attacking ISIS, they're not doing much to change what's going on at home. And it was said to me recently, they see, like, let's say Britain, now that they're out of the UK, or EU, excuse me. Let me finish that statement. I'll get to good old Sean making some comments. I'm hearing some rumblings that there's some groups that are going to be pushing for citizens to arm themselves again, to do away with a lot of these gun bans that are in Europe. So Sean just put up there, and he's talking about Bernie Sanders saying, "Welcome delegates and friends to the Wells Fargo Bank Center. Let me tell you about the evil of big banks." And it is funny that the Democrats who are railing against big banks are having their convention in the Wells Fargo Center. You would think they'd go, we're going to find a place where we don't approve of the Wells Fargo, so we're not going to hold it in the Philadelphia arena. No, we're not going to have it there because Wells Fargo, that's an evil bank. We're not going to be a part of financing it. No, they go, hey, that looks like a good place to have it. Who cares that we talk against big banks? Who cares? But it's almost as bad as, Hillary going out there and going, or excuse me, Sanders going out there, I am against the candidates that are backing the big banks and backing Wall Street. I'm against Wall Street. I'm against big banks. I support Hillary Clinton. It's like all of a sudden you get that break. Say what? And as a couple of protesters put it, the movement is no longer just about Sanders. He may have helped start it. But he is the one. They are taking it past him and continuing. They're not listening to Sanders anymore, going, he sold out. And everybody warned him he would. Everybody said that is not who Sanders is. He'll say whatever No, he doesn't. He cares about us. He's about the movement. He's about the movement. Only movement that Bernie Sanders is about is the one that he makes every morning, or tries to. And at his age, you got to make sure those movements happen. Poop joke. Yay! The man never cared about any of that. He was sponsored by. Today we have a very veteran political candidate. His career spans way back to 1981 when he took on his first racetrack as mayor. He then went on and bumped up to the pro leagues as a House representative. His career has spanned, you do it like racers. He is now sponsored by George Soros and Wall Street. I do not want any of Wall Street's money. Wall Street is bad. We need to shut them down. We're against Wall Street. We're against big banks. Hey, I'm being funded by them. Come on, guys. Really? You're that simple that you got the wool pulled over your eyes by that guy? Come on. And right now is what we need is the Republican Party, instead of being, you get these tightwads going, you need to send some of us alternate pundits go there. Hey, Bernie Sanders, let's have a talk, guys. Come on. You know, hey, look, we've been telling you since the beginning that he was going to do this to you. It's not that we're trying to say I was right, you were wrong. No, we're not trying to do that. But you've been fed a lot of lies. Can you give us a chance to talk? Let's sit down and have a conversation. Let me show you the facts of exactly what's going on. Let me show you how free college isn't going to work. Do we have to do something maybe because the fees are getting outrageous? Yes. But let me show you where he just did this to pander to you. Give me a chance to sit down and talk with you guys. I'm not going to pander to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. It may upset you, but I'm going to tell you the truth of what's going on. And that's what we need to do. Start getting some people down there on the ground with these people. Let's just take a couple minutes to talk. Not argue, not throw names. I'm going to give you some facts. I'm going to show you proof. I'm going to back my words up. It might be upsetting to you. You may not want to hear it now, but let me get this to you. And then I'm going to step away and let it sink in for you. And you can take that whichever way you want. And if you want, come give me a call. Here's my number. Contact me and we'll talk some more. We need to go out there and get the message. Greed is good. We need to stop attacking these people. And when that's one of the things I'm sick of with these never Trumps. Because they're attacking, oh, he was a Democrat. Yeah. How are we supposed to get people from the Democrat Party over? Because it's not going to be an awakening overnight. It takes a little bit. It takes a little bit to get somebody to come over and for them to see fully about the conservative movement. So they're attacking these people and trying to treat them like shit. I know I've been treated like shit, especially when I meant, say, hey, I used to be a Democrat, and they don't want me in the party now. These never-Trumpers. They don't think I should be in the conservative movement. How do they expect to grow when all they want to do is attack? Not out to change the party, guys. But also, you got to learn, these people, they're just as bad. These never Trumps are just as bad if they are conservatives, and that's a big question mark on there. Then they're no better than the liberals of they want it their way and their way only. They don't understand the Constitution, neither side do. And understand that it's happy mediums in the middle that we have to come to. Not far right, not far left. That whole yin and yang type thing, guys. We need to come together, work together. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising, Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, at Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
My name is Chris Peranto, call sign Tonto. I was with the Global Response Staff. We were the security element for the Central Intelligence Agency in Benghazi, Libya on 9/11/2012. Myself and my team responded to an attack that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, and two of my teammates, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty. Radical Islam is basically terrorism in a nutshell. It wants to not only put down Western values, it wants to kill anybody that supports those Western values, which is freedom, which is Christianity, and which is also anything that looks poorly on Sharia law. We've allowed it again to grow into something that it shouldn't be, and it's becoming stronger and stronger every day that we don't lead from the front. Obama and Hillary, by avoiding the phrase radical Islam, they're being politically correct. They don't see it for what it is, and that's straight up destroying the Western world. Radical Islam doesn't have a fear. They will give up their lives. They will detonate themselves. They will do anything they can to fulfill Sharia law and kill the infidels. If we're not able to even say radical Islam, the word radical Islam, there's no way we can fight it. There's no way we can defeat it. The United States of America doesn't lead from behind. We are always setting the example. If not, we're going to see terrorism get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's just going to be continual lone wolf attacks in the United States. And I don't want that to happen to my kids. I don't want to see my family go through that. Please join me in waking up Washington in this fight on radical Islam, seeing the threat that it really is. Sign up at leadingfromthefront.org.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. Welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I am making sense out of the senseless sometimes. And the Jersey Takeover is here. As everybody knows, we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to watch a broadcast, go to Reaver.one. Click on the live stream. If you like this live stream, do not forget to subscribe and keep up to date. If you want to support the show, it's very easy. Go to Reaver.one/shop. Pick yourself up the Reaver of Common Sense t-shirt. Show your support for the show. So, I also got to give a huge shout out. Huge shout out. You ready for it? Hang on. All right, hold on. Yep. And that shout out goes out to somebody I like to call Chris, a friend. Someone I like to call a friend, and a true hero for this country, Chris Peranto. Chris took his message. He didn't go to the RNC, and I understand why, and I agree. And it's not a slight against the RNC or any of that. He went to the DNC and took his message to the Lion's Den. He did not fear. He went to those that spew the most hate about him. And that's where he took his message. And he stood proud. And he stood tall, and he gave his message there. Hats off to you, Chris. Chris, you always find a way to you keep stepping your game up on how to be a fighter. My hat's off to you. You deserve it. All right. I'm just amazed. What's funny is I didn't even have to watch DNC to know what was going on and know how bad it went. You basically have two things. You get behind Trump or you get behind Hillary. Yes, I know there's some third parties. And if you get behind Greg Johnson, you're helping Hillary. And if you get behind that Green Party member, you're getting behind Trump, technically. Because you're taking votes away. But the nice thing I'm seeing is I'm seeing more people. See, the never shrunk, and it shrunk, and it shrunk. There's not many left in it. Most of the people that were dissatisfied have reconciled. They still may not be happy with Trump, but they do realize it's, either Trump or Hillary. And I'm not going to go into the semantics and accuse this and that, tell you have to do this. You do what you want. You vote for whoever you want. And in my mind, getting behind Gary Johnson is the same as getting behind Hillary Clinton. Or even for the vice versa, that Green Party, Jill Stein, I want to say, getting behind her is helping and getting behind Trump. You vote for whoever the hell you want. That's your God-given right. You don't have to answer to me. You don't have to answer to anybody. That is your God-given right in this country to back whoever you want. And what I'm pointing out is the Never Trump shrunk. And most of the people got behind and said, yeah, may not like him, but I got to get behind Trump. Okay. The larger crowd is the Never Hillary, the Bernie Sanders movement. There's a larger group of them going, we're not getting behind Hillary. That was one of the whole reason why they backed. And a lot of them said, we're not dedicated to a party. And that is true. That this movement, there is no affiliation. They get behind it. Hold on. They get behind a candidate, not a movement. But there's more of these Never Hillarys, which is it. You got some of them saying they're going to go Trump, and some that are saying they're going to go the Green Party, and some are saying that they will come together with the DNC and vote. I mean, we're not going to know until November. And the rhetoric that goes back and forth, I don't report on a lot of that because it's rhetoric. Yes, right now Trump got a nice bump from the RNC convention. He got a nice bump. Of course, the DNC saying, nope, he didn't get anything. Hillary's going to come out with this huge bump, and she's going to take the lead. And well, it's not just that Trump got a bump. It's that Hillary also fell down at the same time. And they're trying to dismiss it. The one guy today, it was just funny. The blatant lies that they tell, that's what gets me. It's not even a lie that makes you go, shit. All right. It's a blatant lie that I'm going, yeah, that's a lie. Even a blind person can see that's a lie. When he came out and said Trump had negative numbers, he got worse negative numbers after coming out of the convention. CNN's own polls, CNN, the Clinton News Network, had Trump at like 75% approval rating coming out from people that were asked about before and after. He had such high numbers, and it was on the Clinton News Network, not Fox, Clinton News Network. Liberal media had Trump up. And they were pissed. They were pissed. They glazed over that real quick and tried to hide those numbers. But what happens on TV, what happens on the internet, stays on the internet. So these DNC idiots can come out there and lie. And I think a lot of people are getting tired of the blatant lies. And I have the article, in fact, not that I've touched anything on the articles. Well, let me go to what I was originally going to talk there. DNC breaking rules. So the DNC, with the whole leak, that whole issue that's going on, occupations, employers, and the amount of money donated to Trump campaign of over 2,000 list their prominent public figures. NBA referee, a CEO of a worldwide clinical trials, author of Cover Me Boys, I'm Going In. But the majority and common theme amongst these donors is small business owners, Army veterans, and police department members. If anything, this document has proven that Donald Trump, well, it proves what Trump supporters have been saying all along, and Trump, that he can't be bought by traditional big special interest corporations and groups. Who's donating, and on this list is everyday small business owners rooting for the Republican candidate. And that's why the DNC never used that file, because it proves that Trump has been pretty much self-funding or getting funding from the everyday person. He's not taking it from these super PACs. He's not taking the money from Wall Street. I know people try. Well, he took a loan out, and he got that from Goldman Sachs. No, he took a loan. There's a difference between getting funding, money donated from Goldman Sachs, to getting a loan. There's a difference. Getting a loan, you're going to pay back, and you don't owe anything back to those people. But when money's donated, well, they own you for that kind of money. And the one question that pops in my mind, how the hell did the DNC get that sensitive information? How did the DNC get a hold of it? Sounds like they're involved in some underhanded, covert operations themselves. And it also has an Excel file, has a list of loans that the Republican campaign has received. And it's funny that literally every single one is from Donald J. Trump himself. And everybody's been calling him a liar on all those when he says that. But yet the documentation is showing he's been funding himself. He's been funded by the middle class, the everyday people, firefighters, the police, small business owners. Because you want to know something? I do think he's the champion for the middle class. I do think he's the champion for small business. I know he's this huge corporation. But I've also seen how he runs his business, and he tries to do business with smaller companies. He tries to help them. He interacts with the construction workers. That's that. You don't see that. You don't see his actions. And yes, I do know somebody that has come in contact, said, can he be an ass? Yes. Well, the person I know that had contact with him, he's there to make sure that everything is within the safety regulations, and it could be a pain in the ass what he has to talk about and push, because it's all the OSHA regulations. And, well, the workers hate him. They hate him because it makes their work harder because they have to work safer within the rules. So, yes, Trump, he said, could be a little bit of an asshole at times. Who can? But he said that he's out there talking to anybody and everybody and is very personable and tries to help out. People, this man has been helping small businesses for years. He's been helping with his money for years. We just never heard it because he didn't want it out there. Because as soon as everybody starts realizing that he's been helping people, people are going to start lambasting him, probably even more than he already does, begging for money, giving him sob stories. I don't know. I give him credit for as much shit as he's been getting. I don't know if I could stand up and keep doing it. I might have told everybody to piss off by now. But yeah, the DNC had that list, and they want to expose that because, well, that would help Trump. It proves his point on what he's been saying. I'm starting to believe this man is more truthful than any candidate we've seen. His tactics may be harsh, but they're effective. And that's what we need, is someone that's going to go after ISIS and not be afraid to step on a few toes. We need to redo our rules of engagement for our soldiers. I'm not an expert in the military, but it seems maybe our guys are getting shot up and banged up a little bit more than they would because the rules of engagement don't allow them to defend themselves as easy. It almost takes like an act of Congress for these brave soldiers to defend themselves. And that guy, it's been going on for a while. We need to stop letting politicians run the war. Oh, side note, it's funny because you have Hillary talking, America's great. There's nothing wrong with it. It's been great. It's been great. It's been great. Obama's out there. It's great. It's great. It's great. And the rest of the DNs are going, oh, we're a divided country. We got all these issues. We got all these problems. But wait a minute. It's so funny, the difference in message that's coming out of the DNC. You have like 3 or 4 different messages coming out, and they're all conflicting with each other. Nobody seems to know what the hell's going on, and they can't come out with one solid message. We're against police. They're cruel. They're killing people. Oh, no, we back the police. No. They will tell anybody whatever they want to hear as long as you support them. And then they're going to do whatever they want. It's... I don't know. It's a long, long story. But it also, and I know nothing's going to come of this, I know that, our government, our officials, our law enforcement does not have the balls to do anything to the Democrat Party. They'll go after the RNC, but they don't have the balls to go after the DNC, even though they broke federal law in front of cameras on TV. They broke federal laws at this convention. And yes, everybody saw it, and you may not have noticed that you were witnessing the DNC breaking laws and bragging about it. They bragged about it. And it happened on Monday night. Monday night, the opening night, they brought Republican voters, including in
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
My name is Chris Peranto, call sign Tonto. I was with the Global Response Staff. We were the security element for the Central Intelligence Agency in Benghazi, Libya on 9/11/2012. Myself and my team responded to an attack that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, and 2 of my teammates, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty. Radical Islam is basically terrorism in a nutshell. It wants to not only put down Western values, it wants to kill anybody that supports those Western values. which is freedom, which is Christianity, and which is also anything that looks poorly on Sharia law. We've allowed it again to grow into something that it shouldn't be, and it's becoming stronger and stronger every day that we don't lead from the front. Obama and Hillary, by avoiding the phrase radical Islam, they're being politically correct. They don't see it for what it is, and that's straight up destroying the Western world. Radical Islam doesn't have a fear. They will give up their lives. They will detonate themselves. They will do anything they can to fulfill Sharia law and kill the infidels. If we're not able to even say radical Islam, the word radical Islam, there's no way we can fight it. There's no way we can defeat it. The United States of America doesn't lead from behind. We are always setting the example. If not, we're going to see terrorism get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's just going to be continual lone wolf attacks in the United States. And I don't want that to happen to my kids. I don't want to see my family go through that. Please join me in waking up Washington in this fight on radical Islam, seeing the threat that it really is. Sign up at leadingfromthefront.org.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe. And I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to watch a broadcast, go to Reaver.one. Click on the live stream. Lastly, if you want to support the show, well, do what everybody else is doing. Go get yourself a Reaver of Common Sense shirt. Wear it with proud. Show off that you are tired of the same old, same old. That's great. So Kel came up with a great slogan for the Republican vice president pick. Spence makes sense. Kane ain't able. I like that. And another thing that I like is Sackhead Sean put up, I'm stealing everybody's material today. I'm plagiarizing. Anyone else surprised at the criminality being touted at the DNC? Illegal immigrants? Check. Suspected robbery suspect? Check. Impeached president? Checked. Unprosecuted mishandler of classified documents? Check. Well, as I said, we're going to discuss briefly. DNC broke federal laws, and I thought I had one over on Kel, but she knew what it was. They were bringing out illegal immigrants onto the stage Monday night. Illegal immigrants. They were knowingly putting people that broke American laws up on the stage. Then they tell the American citizens, follow our laws. So not only did these illegal immigrants break our laws, the DNC broke our laws by aiding and abetting criminals. Period. There is no justifying it. What more needs to be said and proof needs to be given that the DNC is filled with criminals? These people are not and do not care about any of our laws. They want us pissants following their laws. They want us bowing down. And let me tell you, if our forefathers were still around, well, they started a revolution over less. I'm not asking you to start a violent revolution. I got a revolution for you. Make sure in November, get out there. Fox is playing video. Recorded last night outside the DNC convention of protesters who are Democrats. Well, they may not be beholden to the party. They're the Sanders supporters. They are the progressive movement, and they are sitting there burning the American flag. They're burning the Jewish Israel flag. You want to start a revolution? I hear so many people talking about it. They're tired of it and they want a revolution. Everybody's expecting everybody else to start a revolution. I'm starting a revolution right now. Back Trump, vote Trump. Make sure that this fucking witch does not get in office. There's your revolution. Because it is an uphill fight. We have to fight to make sure that she does not get in. Vote in such overwhelming fashions that they cannot even take the election with voter fraud. Make sure that your friends are behind. Make sure your friends are behind this movement. Start the revolution. I am starting it right now. vote Trump in November. That's the revolution we need to get behind. I hear so many people, I thought you were going to be the one to start the revolution. I thought, you know what? I'm not going to start a violent revolution. No. Not that I'm afraid or anything. I'm starting the revolution. Make sure that you go out there. Get with the RNC. Volunteer. Get out there, door to door, knocking on doors, talking to them about the positives of Trump. Overcome all this lies and slander against Trump. Because it's a fight, because we have to fight against the likes of Mitt Romney people. We have to fight against never-Trumpers. We have to fight against the DNC lies. Get out there and fight the fight. There was a conversation last night on a friend of mine's page. And the person said there's a lot of people within the Democrat Party, they don't like Hillary and they'll be voting Trump, but they're not boisterous about it. I could tell you right now, I know two elderly people who are afraid to admit in open that they are Trump supporters. And they are Trump supporters. But they're afraid of the violence that will be bestowed upon them, so they don't speak it. And they're not the only ones. There's millions of people that have not showed their support, won't even show their support on a phone, for fear of retribution from our government, from these lawless groups that our government is supporting. The DNC is no better than some of these foreign dictators that we overthrow. Because they are starting these violent groups. They've done it in the past. They started the KKK. KKK. There's still people that, no, it was the Republicans that started it. I was told by the DNC that the Republicans started it. The Republicans were responsible for the Jim Crow laws. George Wallace was a Republican. And it sickens me that people are so stupid they fall for this. Hook, line, and sinker. Well, there was that, the parties changed in 1964, you see. They changed parties, and the Democrats became the Republicans, and the Republicans became the Democrats at that time, and the Republicans then became the racist party, yeah, because they changed. So you're telling me after 100 years, the Republicans fought to get the civil rights movement passed. 100 damn years. They finally get it passed, and what do? They become the racists. You want me to believe that myth? After 100 years of fighting. Well, why didn't they, after, 80 years or so of fighting for women's suffrage, why did they all of a sudden switch gears and start hate women right there? No, none of this myth happened. None of this party switching happened. None of this that the Democrats are the party of the minorities. Never happened. Because explain to me, show me how many Republicans switched over to being a Democrat then. You're telling me the party switched? Oh, you can't. You can show me where a couple Democrats came over to the Republican Party because one man stood up and argued against the civil rights. Not that he was arguing against civil rights. He was arguing against the federal enforcement. He felt it should be left to the states. That's not being against the civil rights movement. The Democrat Party, and I preached this long before Dinesh D'Souza's movie, so don't sit there and tell me, because, in fact, my first show I ever did, first or second, I can't remember exactly which one. Back when I first started doing these, I was doing podcast, and I would pick a subject and do a whole show on one subject. That was a tall order. And one of them was the history of the racist Democrat Party. And if they switched, explain to me, why did they have a senator that was a part of the KKK? And he supposedly apologized and changed his ways back in the 50s. He gave up the KKK. But yet, there's pictures of him later on in life with a KKK robe. You know, the hood, everything. He's holding it. He was in office till 2010. This is the man that Hillary Clinton was hugging and kissing and praising. People, they have lied to you time and time and time goddamn again. And so many people fall for it. The Democrat Party, throughout our history, has been behind some of the heinous parts of our history. How many times are we going to allow the Democrats to be on the wrong side of history? And people keep falling for it. I just... Tell me. They have been on the wrong side of history. They have been on the wrong side of the civil rights movement, the women's suffrage, on slavery. I don't know. But you want to start a revolution? Let's start it. Do everything you can to help Trump within legal means. Get behind Trump. Shout it from the mountaintops. Go door to door knocking. Hand out flyers. Whatever the RNC. Go to your local RNC. Volunteer for them. They're always looking for people to help. It's not a pretty job. What they're going to ask you to do, they're going to ask you to go door to door, most likely. You're going to get the low man on the totem pole. And you're going to go around door to door, knocking on the door and talking to them and trying to help people wake up. There's only so much you can say, and I can't fathom why these people are backing these systems, these parties, these groups. But we have to keep fighting because the alternative is not one that I'm willing to accept. And that alternative is giving in to the DNC, who's pushing these disgusting, repulsive way of life. We gotta keep the fight. Not because I want to fight, because I want to be out there arguing and everything. I want to keep this fight going because I want to leave a better country for my daughter. And that's always a fight we must have as American, is to leave the country a better place than when we found it. And sort of like, not analogy, but to create one, the RNC and the Tea Party. Tea Party would hold these rallies to talk. They would go out and say their piece, what they had to say, peacefully. Then they'd clean that place and left it better off than when they got there. So, we have the DNC, and just how many criminals are up there? How many criminals are sitting up there? And it's funny that they have the mayor of Baltimore up there, who was another one that pushed politics over justice. I also want to give an announcement tomorrow. I will not be on the air live. Unfortunately, and I apologize, I have to drive my wife to the airport. She's on the way up to the Poconos. She's going up there to spend a couple of days with her parents, and her brother's in from California, and his wife and his son. So she's going up to see him. But my daughter's been up there for a month and a half now. And it's time for my little girl to come home. She'll be home Saturday. So I got to drive my wife to the airport. And, yeah, it's about an hour from my house, the airport is. Her flight's at 2:30, I think it is. So she needs to be dropped off by... I like to get there with that 2-hour window. So that's 12:30, and I need to leave an hour before. So that's 11:30. So unfortunately, I'm not able to do the show. But kind of peek in because I might have a replacement. I'm trying to see if I can find somebody that's willing to step up and do the show for me for tomorrow and just fill in. But if you just pop on, if I have to throw a replay up, it'll say replay. And any day that I'm having one of my bad pain days and I got to step away from the mic, because they do happen, and I always put in there that it's a replay. So when it pops up, you see it's a replay. And then I get to spend a couple nights by myself. So depressed. So depressed. Hey, Kel, if you're serious, sure. If you want to do the 2 hours, go ahead. Yeah, once we get done off air, we'll talk. Brain fart right now. I'm just at a loss for the DNC, what they're doing. As I said, I give Chris just going into the Lions Den, taking his message there. I knew what you meant. You got the right equipment. Everybody has the right equipment. It's the DNC, as I said, came out of break to talk about. They broke laws. They broke federal laws. They were aiding and abetting criminals. And then that little girl that they put up there, the DNC was bashing the RNC because we had Pat Smith up there speaking. Please, you had a little girl that had no emotional connection to the words that were on the screen. And I mean the teleprompter. Zero emotional. And it's not just me. Everybody I talked to, it just was, hi, I am so-and-so. My parents came here illegally. I am here illegally. I am afraid every day of my life that Donald Trump is elected. He will come and take my parents away from me. There was zero. There was no emotion. And even if the kid, it was serious about it, was reading a teleprompter, they're going to take my mommy and daddy away from me. No. Donald Trump will take my parents away from, what's that word? Oh, me. It's so fake. We care about the police. But we're going to have the mothers who lost their sons because they were dumbasses and broke the law. And again, like I said, there's instances. Speaking of, mothers of the movement, our sons. And there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Touting 9 mothers. I guess that they had to get a larger number. I'll still back Pat Smith over the anti-police rhetoric. And that's what that was. You could put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. And no, I'm not calling the mothers pigs. It's an expression that no matter what something is, just because you put lipstick and dress it up, it's still whatever it originally was. And touting an anti-police atmosphere makes you anti-police. The Democrats have been doing it for a couple of years now. They're pandering to a crowd, and it scares me that they're pandering to criminals. And that's what they're doing. They're pandering to criminals to get votes. And yes, the illegal immigrants are criminals. They're not undocumented. Saying they're an withdrawal from the bank. Saying these criminal illegal aliens are undocumented is an undocumented pharmacist. And I can go on and on and on. It is a joke how they twist the words so as to change people's thinking. And there's people that are weak enough that fall for it. That scares me even more. We can't say those words. It's mean. Calling criminals criminals is mean? And what do you have? You have the I almost forgot. I got the article up there, and I got the video of someone talking. This person was a delegate for Hillary Clinton, but when she moved, she left the county she was in, so she's not a delegate. So she is a volunteer for Hillary Clinton. And she's talking how sensible gun control is just a code word for a ban, that they can't go around saying that because they know they won't get reelected. But by saying sensible gun control, they're going to get the people elected, and then they're going to ban guns. Go to Reaver.1, watch the video. Don't take my word. Take the word for the woman who says it. There is time and time again of these Democrats that keep saying it. They want to ban and revoke the Second Amendment. Period. Not for safety, because it does not make us safer. Every county, every state that is going to gun control, the crime rate is shooting up. Excuse the pun there of shooting up. So don't tell me. Don't tell me. Guns don't make you safer. Because why do cops carry them? We're getting close to the end of the show, but please tell me, if guns don't make you safer, why the fuck do law enforcement carry them? Oh, that's right, for Democrats is so they can go around killing black people, because that's all they do. Don't forget tonight, 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. is the Southside Mutt Show. Hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and myself. Well, I am Jersey Joe. Oh, my God. I need a nap. But along with Crash, it's two idiots talking about politics. So until tonight, and remember tomorrow I won't be here. You have a great day. And I don't have my stuff. Oh, my God, I need someone to slap me upside my head to make sure I have everything queued up properly. Have a great day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.